All right, great to catch up. Let's talk about the playoffs, where we're at now in the Western Conference. We've just finished game three. We have a scoreline to Golden State 3-0. And I guess we said, hey, let's talk about this now before we have a sweep. And I gave Golden State I gave Dallas a one game. And I'm going to have to say now, it's probably going to be a stretch if you guys get one game. Okay. It looks like probably a sweep. And you know what? I said in the recording last week that Luka's going to score a lot of points, and he has. Besides game one, every other game he's poured in the points. It was an interesting stat line in this game three where Luka got, I think, 40. And then Brunson and Dinwiddie both had 20 something. And then literally the scoreline had, I think, Finney Smith had 9. And then no other player got more than 1 bucket. There was a lot of zeros, and I think 2 other players got 1 bucket, and that was it. And that, unfortunately, is not championship-winning basketball team. And I think, and we all can see it now, that the Mavs have some huge holes. And, the Warriors are just rolling. Steph's rolling at the moment. He's gone back to his old sort of carefree, real sort of trigger happy, positive, smiling, relaxed basketball that you're sort of used to. And Wiggins has been a huge X factor. Obviously, he's an all-star this year. And I think there's some stat like something like if he scores 17 points in a game or something, they haven't lost his postseason. I think if Wiggins gets going, him obviously, and Clay as an option there's too. And Jordan Poole's been quiet this series, but he's always a threat at this point. That the Warriors are rolling into the finals here. I'm saying 4-0. This is over in game 4.
I mean, look, I want to give them at least a game. I feel like, if you go on the conspiracy of wanting extra games to the league, they should, get one game at home and then you go back to game 7. Yeah, well, the money aspect, right? Yeah, you bring up some interesting stuff about the stats today. So outside of Bronson, Doncic, and Dinwiddie, the rest of the team scores 14 points with a couple of glaring holes. Reggie Bullock goes 0-7 from the 3-point line. Kleber goes 0-5. Bertans goes 0-2. And those are the guys that you would want to hit shots. Now, there's encouraging things, but there's not enough to say that they're going to win the series. But, they had their 19-point lead in game 2, and obviously that kind of got blown away. And they realistically were neck and neck up until the last maybe minute or so of play. It does obviously bring the big question of this team's clearly not good enough to win the championship. And Golden State kind of is clicking at the right time, and their health is pretty good. The injury to Gary Payton II is not as devastating when everyone else comes in. Obviously, Otto Porter today hurt his foot, but we're talking about those auxiliary guys. We're not talking about the main ones. I will do it just because it's how I roll. It obviously brings in the big disappointment of Phoenix. Clearly, even if they had beaten the Mavs, were not going to match up towards Golden State at all. There's tiers to this, and if Phoenix can get demolished by one player and not make the right adjustments, well, Golden State either learn from Phoenix's mistakes or just don't operate on the same tier because they're running off the threes. They're letting Luka do what he does, but no one else is getting off, and the defensive scheme's there. And Golden State's looking really good. So I will say Golden State in 5. I feel like they might drop the next game, and then they should close business pretty easy.
Good luck to you. Good luck to the Mavs. I think they're going home.